water. This is the middle of the Utah winter. These guys have got $1,000 on the line. It's called the polar plunge. Literally breaking the ice right now to get in. This is mindset at its finest. Let's go.
You won. Pull him out.
Grab him, dude.
Come on.
Martin Luther King in a coupe with the Mexican in the valley, different views.
Crazy. I want to share actually a story. It's literally my favorite story. From the 2012 world record where I did 30 Ironmans through 11 countries. And I got to meet this kid named Dayton. And Dayton was a young man. He was about 13 or 14 years old. And he has cerebral palsy. So he's literally just trapped inside of his own body. But it was interesting. I learned that he had a mind and he had dreams, but he was literally just trapped inside of his body. He couldn't express and do like we can. And I saw it on social media, and I called up his mom and I said, hey, is there any way that Dayton and can we do an Ironman together? And she was like, absolutely, let's figure that out. I was like, does he want to be part of this world record? And it was super cool. I got to meet Dayton for the very first time in Lake Havasu, Arizona, on race 27 of 30 in that world record year. His dad shows up with this, no joke, it was a $20 Walmart yellow raft. And he throws it down and he's like, dude, I'm so excited. This is what we're going to use to pull my boy. And then my inside voice said, nah, this is the raft we're going to use to kill your boy, right? And some things you don't say out loud. So I kept it on the inside, but that's the way I felt. And literally, moments before the gun goes off, his dad leans in, he puts his arm around me, he's like, I'm so excited, I'm so proud of you guys. I just think you should know that Dayton might have a seizure. If he has the seizure, don't worry about it, just let him have it, he'll come through. And I was like, you freaking kidding me? What? And then 5 seconds later, the gun goes off. And so I grabbed this little rope and I tied it around my waist and I jumped in the water to start swimming. And if I was scared before, I'm terrified now. And I'm swimming, and every chance I get, I'm taking a peek back just to see if he's okay. I'm like, crap, is Dayton having a seizure right now? Like, you just don't know. You're terrified. And every time I look back, his eyes were closed, and I'm like, you know what? Dude's sleeping on me. He's totally fine. He's having a blast taking a snooze. I need to focus on what I can control, which isn't Dayton having a seizure. It's me turning my arms over and swimming. And as soon as I focused on that, we both had a great swim. And we came out of the water in the middle of the pack, and it was unbelievable. His dad had made this custom-made cart for Dayton. And this guy right here hears the word custom-made cart, and I'm thinking state-of-the-art material, carbon fiber, right? No, this was U.S.-grade steel, 195 pounds, and with Dayton in it. And I'm like, I got 112 miles pulling 195 pounds. And so we start biking, and I'm flying down the road, and this time I look back, and Dayton's got the biggest smile on his face. And I'm like, hell yeah, this is where I'm supposed to be right now. This is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. And then unfortunately, tragedy strikes, and Dayton's cart breaks. Where it was connected to my bike, it slipped, and Dayton's cart starts to shake. And it literally felt like I was being pulled backwards. And I could sense his devastation. Our day was over. And out of the blue, my wife, she comes out on her bike, because we'd been taken forever. And my wife, she comes out on her bike, and she doesn't know why, but she pulled up behind us, and she reached out her hand, and she put it on the back of Dayton's cart. And as soon as she touched the cart, it stopped shaking. And I looked down, and my speed doubled, my cadence picked up. And I literally looked back at Sunny, and I said, hey, sweetheart, how long can you leave your hands there? And she's like, as long as you need. How long do you think this is going to take? And I said, well, at this pace, I think it's going to be like 5 hours. And she's like, I'll do whatever it takes. And together, we pushed and pulled Dayton up and down the hills of Lake Havasu. And it was a crazy experience, and we almost made it. We almost made it to the end of the bike where we got to run. And the sun sets, and the race director comes out, and he says, guys, I hate to do this. I got to pull you off the course. It's no longer safe. And then, and you can imagine how crushed we were. We didn't get to continue. And then again, this police officer comes up. And I'm like, crap, we're in trouble. But he comes up and he rolls down his window and he says, hey, I hear you guys are trying to get to the run. I hear you guys have some goals today. And I was like, yeah, man, but we're done. And he's like, you're never done. And he turned on all of his lights. And he said, follow me. I'll get you in. I'll give you your chance to run your marathon. Take a look around. We have no idea when something's going to be taken away from us. Appreciate every single breath that you guys get to take. Tomorrow is not a guarantee. You guys get to be here. You guys get to work here. I don't want to see any of you take that for granted. And realize that nothing great is ever accomplished on your own. I don't ever want to see anybody pounding their chest and say, I made it. No, we made it. Dayton and I, we needed each other. We needed Sonny to come out and reach out her hand. We needed that police officer. Took every single one of us to put that medal around Dayton's neck. That's a day I'll never forget. And it was after that race that everything changed for me. That I realized I get to be out here. I get to race. And after that race, that's when the idea for the 50 was born. The 50 Ironmans, 50 days in 50 states. And I've had a lot of crazy experiences. And ultimately, traveling around the world, I've learned one thing. It doesn't matter. I mean, yesterday I spoke to the New York City Giants football team. And before that, I was in Sri Lanka speaking to a group of accountants. It literally doesn't matter. I've been in 50 countries around the world speaking to every walk of life. And the thing that is the same is the mental game. Those that perform at the highest level have it together between their ears. Why are we hardest on ourselves? Why are we our worst critics? Why are we listening to somebody else's opinion of our journey? Why do we give them any power or any energy? It's your journey. It's your belief. It's your conviction. It's your choice. Why are you letting others put limits on what's truly possible? It all comes down to the voice and conversation that you have in your head every time it gets tough. Every moment that it's uncomfortable. Bad news. The voice in our heads, the bully, it's never going away. Good news. Through experience and knowledge and breaking barriers consistently, you will get better at having those conversations and winning those moments. You're one decision away at all times to having a different outcome. And if we have thousands of decisions that we make every single day, and we're one decision away from a different outcome, that means every moment has value and importance, no matter how big, how insignificant you may think it is. The impact and responsibility you have to push through, to win those conversations, will change your lives and the people around you. I love doing a Q&A session. It's part of one of the most favorite things I get to do, because then I'm talking about things that you guys want to know, what's in your guys' head. Are we good to do a Q&A?
So what would your advice be as leaders? Like, we can control our mental toughness and we can apply things to help us grow mentally. But like, how do you force somebody, or not force, but you know what I'm saying? Like, what advice would you give? And then my second question is more personal.
Let me answer that one first.
Okay.
Because I'll forget. I'm not that smart. So that was one of the hardest things about the Eco Challenge. I no longer had to just rely on my mental toughness and and physical prowess, right? I had one fail, all fail in the Eco Challenge. So I now had to make sure these other guys were mentally and physically tough and was able to move at the pace we wanted to go as a team, right? Here's my advice, and this isn't going to be popular. You can't change anybody. You have to lead by example, and if they want to come with you, let's go. And unfortunately, those individuals that don't want to step up to the plate and follow your lead and be open and teachable, bye-bye. I don't have time for you. I'm going to put my energy, my effort into guys that care, guys that want to step up to the plate. I tell my kids all the time, the cream will rise to the top. Take a look around and join those guys, because you're not going to change somebody else. You get to lead by example. You get to show them and create the path. Then it's their choice whether they join you at the top or decide to stay down below.
What would you say hinders our group to like, or this organization, the Pucks Group, from being absolutely incredible?
I think you are absolutely credible, and you guys are well on your way. I mean, you broke records this year, right?
We were better than everyone else.
You're better than everyone else, right? Humbly stated. I think there's a reason for that, because you guys have the ability to get out of your own way. You guys have an ability to rally as a team. I just witnessed out in the water, I mean, no one was being critical or putting anybody down out there. Everyone was cheering for every person that had enough courage to get in the water. And I would hire, if I started a new company, I want those 15 guys that got on the water. You're my first 15 recruits. Like, that was badass. And so what separates you guys is you're already doing it. You've got amazing leadership. You guys show up every single day, and you attack with relentless pursuit. The best thing I saw today was those last two guys, when the first place prize money was given to both guys, and they both went, no, I'm here to win. I'm not here for your petty cash handout. Like, I can't believe how cheap Puck is. Shit. I'm here to win and be the best. And that's infectious. That was the coolest thing I got to see, where that kid was like, not today, man. I'm in this because I said I was going to win. I said I was going to stay in the water. This is a rare trait in today's day and age. Listen to this. I'm going to do what I said I was going to do. Holy cow. Man, on a handshake, I'm going to do what I said I'm going to do. I don't have any contracts with any of my business partners. We good? Yep. They know I'm good for it. How many people can say that? You need to be who you're going to be, or you are who you are, when nobody's looking. When the lights are out and you're by yourself. The decisions you make in that moment, when the lights aren't on, when people are like, IG post, I'm going to do this. No. It's when nobody's looking. That's who you are at your core. That's your character. So when you guys are by yourself and have a moment of toughness, and you think to yourself, nobody's listening. I don't need to follow through with that. Nobody's watching. Nobody's paying attention. That's who you are. And that'll be amplified in real life when it matters, when someone is depending on you. So who you are in the dark was amplified as who you are in the light.
With the mansion in the valley, different views. All these in my face with different hues. If my girl find out, RP like Whitney Hughes. I don't know nothing about nothing. Big ass whoop pop playing. I'ma come around like funny. Chuck blue face, big cunness. Any, mini, money, more stepping on the road. I'm in a coach, girl.
In today's generation, day and age, we're all sitting at home watching porn and eating pizza and trying to figure out what our passion is. And I'm like, dude, that's not going to happen. Like, you're not going to find your passion doing that, right?